Alright, this will be the trade recap for Thursday, July 17th, 2025. So, looking at the pre-market plan, price is still in this higher time frame balance. Although it did break out yesterday, it quickly reclaimed. Then it was testing these midpoint areas, which was around the 6300, 6290 area, and kind of reclaimed above the 6300 and was basically holding above. So my first look was, as long as price holds above the 6300, I'm looking for long setups into 6325, and then 6335, which is not this level. That's this level and then this all-time high level. So looking at the market, price retests really close to 6300 at open, just a few points away, and rallies, consolidates for a minute, then rallies pretty strong. Um, at this point, we form a low volume node right here on the strong break above this previous key level, which is still pretty much a key level. It just wasn't respected super well on that last test. But we get this aggressive break above, and then at this point, I'm kind of starting to watch for an entry on an aggressive retest. We never really get it here on this consolidation. Price pumps up again, and then this is the real first aggressive retest that we get, which is where I get my first entry. Um, at this point, this trade, it wasn't a retest of the low volume node. It was more of a retest of this high of day. It turned resistance, or pre-market high, I should say, turned resistance. Turned high of day, actually. But a break and retest of that level, I got in here. Better entry developed here, but I was still in. Ended up stopping out of that, and then I got a few entries down here when the low volume node was actually tested. But as you can see, price did hold that low volume node for a nice rally into the 6335s. Yeah, so the plan worked out perfectly. Above 6300, we saw strength off of that level. This initial break and retest failed, but this low volume node ended up holding. So, get into the confirmation. I have a picture of the low volume node because it doesn't look as good anymore, but it was pretty much from, this should be a little bit lower. This should be at I was looking at 14.75 to 9.75, but you can see not much volume there, a lot up here, decent amount down here, and it came on this aggressive rally through this key level. But the first entry came before that, so looking at this, we get this aggressive break of that 6717 high of day level, pre-market high of day level. So the first thing I was watching for was an aggressive retest, because at this point in the session, we had pretty much just straight buyer movement, and I wanted to see an aggressive pullback, which we do get right here at 955. I get in at 956 on this buying defending. You get another retest. If you weren't in already, this could have been another pretty solid entry. And then price kind of consolidates. Now, in this consolidation period, I'm saying to myself, I want to trust the plan. I want to hold and not sell early, because every part of me was screaming to get out when high of day was failing to break, but I was being stubborn and I wanted to trust my plan, which is typically a good thing to do. But when the market is giving you this many red flags, it's pretty stupid not to get out at all. So like holding through this is fine, a rejection of high of day. But when it starts failing the second time, and especially this third time, at least, I could have at least taken 2 out of 9 contracts or 3 out of 9 contracts off some type of scale to protect myself, because I do want to be able to maximize my winners and let them run and trust in my targets and have patience. But when the market is giving me that clear of a sign to at least reduce risk, I need to listen to it and get out and not be stubborn and accept that if it does win, it's going to be a little bit smaller. Because there are times to completely follow your plan, and there are times when red flags appear, and that was a clear red flag. But here's that trade. It ended up being like just over 4 points of run up at these highs, which is another reason it was kind of hard to get out of this, because I was risking 3.5 points. If this would have been 5-6 points up here, it would have been a lot easier for me to get out, but we'll learn from it. So then Price gets this aggressive retest dump into this low volume node, and also right here at this previous key level, this previous resistance level, which you can see here has been a very key resistance level all throughout this balanced period. So when I saw good confirmation at this level, I went ahead and got in. Entry was at 10.20. So boom, aggressive sell-off into this level. I get in on this buying reaction. This would have been a lot better of an entry when we kind of get a little bit of absorption down here from these sellers getting absorbed, and then a buying reaction. But I got in here, held my stop, ended up getting taken here at 10.23. Quickly stopped out, and then I saw another entry down here at what time? 10.24. So I bottom ticked that pretty nice. But this again, I mean, this easily could have lost, but I wanted to try risk down here at this key low volume node level. So the confirmation here was aggressive buy or selling into that low volume node. Buying reaction coming off of it. I get in here. This would have been another good entry. Selling retests, entry here. And then, yeah, that ended up booming. This was a very, very hard trade to sit in because I had a ton of sell orders here, because I was targeting the 617 or a 317, 6317, 6318 reclaim. I was trying to look for a scale outs between 6319 and 6323, and this rejected right before 6319. So I had a ton of limit orders in here ready to go, and this just slows down and rejects. And this is when it gets really hard, because I'm already kind of emotional. I've taken 2 losses. You start questioning yourself, asking if you're stupid for not selling out here. But it's when you lock in, you have to follow your plan, trust your stop loss, understand that if it does hit, you can take that loss, you can go 0 for 3 and move on. And that's just how it's going to be sometimes. But today, it went in your favor. You trusted the stop loss, and this ended up playing out, and we got a nice break on this next push. Consolidated for a long time, and then eventually moved in to our final 6325 target, and then a very slow push higher. So here's that first loss, 3.5 points again. And then here's where I get in. I did end up getting 1 scale out on that first move, but then I started really getting emotional right here. Sat through that. On this move too, I started getting emotional, wanting to scale out early down here, but I waited for a push into my actual target. Got out a lot there. I did get out a lot in this consolidation zone, just because at this point in the session, price is in a lower time frame balance, and it easily could reject anywhere in here. So I was looking to get out a good deal of my position in there, and then just hold runners for this potential upside move. So at this point, we're out 7 of 9. This one hits a limit order, breaking the highs, and then I just trailed my runner for a long time, just very patient with it. Got these consolidations, very small pullbacks, rallies, and it ended up getting taken here at the 6330s. Yeah, and I didn't miss too much of that move. But yeah, overall just very choppy day. Volume's pretty low. Pretty hard conditions to trade. You got to be patient. Only look for key levels here. Um, but yeah, gonna end the day break even on that 1 win, 2 losses.